Something big is happening in Xbox and nobody wants to admit it. They're all quiet. Mum's the word, guys. There's vague PR statements coming out there where they're still committed to their hardware, and you're seeing corpo speak tweets put out there, and it's basically a bunch of BS because there's a growing pile of evidence that Microsoft is quietly killing the Xbox brand from the inside out. We've already seen it. We've seen the price hikes for the consoles. We've seen the price hike for Game Pass. It's not looking good. I'm sorry, guys. It's not looking good. And the wild part of all this is it's not just about losing another console war, right? If Xbox really steps out of this business, it's going to change the future of gaming for everyone. 110%. Let's break this down because once you see the full picture of what's going on here, you'll understand why gamers everywhere are need to actually be worried instead of blissfully ignorant to the situation. So here's where it started. We got a few weeks ago where there was reports that were stating that Microsoft had completely canceled its next generation console. They were supposed to be having a console come out that was going to compete with the PlayStation 6. I think they even roughly tweeted out about it and teased it in a few of these Xbox showcases, but not much has been known about it. Well, multiple sources are claiming that Xbox didn't want to pour billions into another console that might barely move, units. Look how much the Xbox Series X compared to the PS5, right? They don't want to pour more money into it. And for a company that's been losing market share every console generation, that rumor honestly makes sense at this point. But the story doesn't stop there, to be completely honest. After these leaks that just recently came out went viral, Microsoft finally released a statement. We're going to take a look at this tweet here where they say that they're actively investing in their future first party consoles and devices engineered and built by Xbox. So let's take a look at that tweet at this moment. Let's take a look at this tweet that gives a statement from Xbox. This is from Hazardor Gaming. And they say Microsoft responds to Xbox hardware cancellation rumors. And this is their quote from WindowsCentral.com. We are actively investing in our future first party consoles and devices designed, engineered, and built by Xbox. For more details, the community can revisit our agreement announcement with AMD. Yeah, this is totally damage control, corpo speak, even lying. It's a lot of stuff without saying anything. I don't think this is good. Like I said, I feel Xbox is hiding something here. I feel they are lying about what's going on when we're seeing big stores like Costco and Sam's literally getting rid of their Xbox stock. We're hearing information about consoles not even being sold. We're seeing Xbox games go to PlayStation and Nintendo. Things are shaping up in a strange way, and a lot of people think Xbox is lying at this point in time. And this is coming off of them hiking the prices again, like I said. This is them increasing the prices of the Series X, a console that's 5 years old. It's them hiking up the prices of Game Pass. A lot of things that Microsoft are doing at this point reek of a company that is no longer going to be producing Xbox anytime soon, unless it's in the form of the cloud. And it's definitely heating up here with a lot of speculation. Now, they have made a couple updates since this tweet, which we could go ahead and take a look right here. It says, rumor Xbox next gen hardware may not happen, up in the air, and might not materialize. Despite their announcements, more retail stores will pull Xbox from sale. So Hazardor Gaming is using Insider Gaming as a source for this. And that's what I'm saying. We're seeing too much red flags, too much stuff being pulled, a lot of tomfoolery by Xbox at this point. I'm not sure what Xbox can do to save the company or to save the business, as DSP would say. You can also see it says also suggested that there will be a massive round of layoffs heading into Q1 2026. So let's remember that. Let's see what happens Q1 2026. Let's see if there are some layoffs. Let's see if there's some restructuring, as they like to call it. Because then I would say, okay, signs are pointing to these rumors and speculation being true. Now, you can see Xbox Nation is saying, I don't believe this rumor at all the moment. The fact Xbox released a post in June about next gen hardware, it seems so far fetched. And that's the thing is there's a rumored console that's going to be coming out to compete against the PS6. Now the rumor I'm hearing, and I've seen other people talk about in their videos, is that that console might not even be coming out at the time, like I said earlier in this video. So there's a lot of stuff here to unpack and think about. And it's unfortunate to see companies go out of business, but at the same time, I feel Xbox really didn't do itself any favors. It seemed like they didn't know what to focus on, and then it eventually just became all about Game Pass and their corporate greed. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens heading into the holiday season here, especially after they just announced a freaking Xbox Asus Rogue Ally that's going to be as much as a freaking console, if not more. $1,000, that was the price. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do, what they focus on with the Game Pass backlash, everything going on. But yeah, this is what I saw, and I've seen people give their take, so I wanted to just kind of digest it a little bit, right? Sink the teeth into this topic of conversation, give my point, because I do enjoy Game Pass, I do enjoy Xbox, and I personally think it's sad to see what's going on. I feel Xbox is not telling us the full story. And of course they're not. That's how corporate works. They don't tell you the full story until it's done. Until it's like, all right, no more. We're out of the console business. They won't tell us, hey, we're out of the business until it's time. They're going to hold off on that announcement as much as possible. And you hate to see it. You really hate to see it. When you take a look at that update that they said they're committed and stuff, it sounds reassuring, right? No, it's not. It's the same corporate language they've used before with every major shutdown you see. Windows, Connect, Surface Duo, all these actively invested products and services that Microsoft is supporting until right up the moment that they aren't, right when they decide to cancel, like I said. The statement I don't think is going to calm anyone down. I think it's making things worse, to be completely honest, because if you followed Xbox recent moves, you know that they're pulling out of retail stores, like I said. They're literally pulling out of retail stores in entire regions. The shelves in parts of Europe and the Middle East are empty. Game Pass growth has definitely slowed down. How many people canceled it? Their consoles are selling worse than the Xbox One did at this point, which was already considered a disaster. So Microsoft to come out, or Xbox to come out and say that they're investing in the future, you have to ask, whose future are you investing in? Because it doesn't look like it's it's yours or the future of gaming at all. And yeah, I mean, if you really want to think about it, things are a mess. And let's talk about the next rumor. There was a rumor going around that they were actually working on a handheld that could natively play Xbox games that would be a competitor to the Steam Deck. This is coming after this whole disaster of the Asus ROG Ally. I don't think it's going to happen. I think this portable Series S that it was basically is dead. I think that project's completely dead. There's no investment here, especially when the other handheld that doesn't run native games is $1,000 already. What would you even price that one? And according to credible leakers, because there's a lot of leaks going out there, Microsoft approached AMD to design two custom chips for them, one for the next gen console and one for the handheld, but AMD wasn't going to spend months of R&D without a guarantee behind it. So they wanted Microsoft to commit upfront to buying 10 million chips. This is what the leaks from credible leakers and sources, you can look them up, are saying, but Microsoft said no. They didn't believe that they could sell that many units, guys. So they turned down 10 million chips. 10 million chips. Does that tell you they're invested in their future? That to me says they have little confidence in their own hardware. There's no way they could develop future hardwares if they have no confidence in at least buying 10 million chips. Like, things are worse than Microsoft is letting us know, guys. And now I know there's going to be some of you guys watching this that are going to shrug your shoulders and be like, so what? Xbox is moving to the cloud anyway. But here's the thing, guys. If Xbox leaves the console market, the entire gaming industry is going to change. Without Xbox competing with Sony, Sony becomes the only major console maker outside of Nintendo. That means less innovation. That means less pressure to lower prices. That means less competition for exclusive. It's literally going to suck. It's literally going to suck, guys. Game Pass, whether you love it or hate it, forced everyone, even PlayStation, to rethink how we buy and play video games. If Microsoft abandons that hardware ecosystem that they got going on with Xbox Game Pass, they're not just hurting themselves, they're literally leaving a vacuum. And historically, when one major player leaves a market, the rest don't rush to fill that gap, that empty space. They dominate it. There's also a generational problem that's happening right now as we speak. The console market is hit a ceiling, whether you want to believe that or not. Everyone who already wants one already owns one. Okay, you have a console of some sort, and instead of finding ways to reignite the excitement, Xbox spent the last decade making wrong moves, wrong decisions. Remember the Kinect? Remember when they revealed the Xbox One as a TV box instead of a gaming console? They've basically been playing catch up ever since. The Xbox One, I think, has left them not the same, and PlayStation doubled down on exclusives. They were doing great for a while. The PS5, I feel they fumbled it, but Xbox was chasing Game Pass instead since the Xbox One era. And now Game Pass is flattening. People are canceling in huge numbers. Hardware sales are collapsing. Microsoft executives are looking at the spreadsheets and they're asking the only question that matters to them: is this even worth it anymore? No, because they're not making their profit, guys. And that's what hits the hardest, because Xbox used to matter. Whether you're a Sony pony or an Xbot, it used to matter. It gave us Halo. Remember all those Halo 2 LAN parties and Gears of War and the golden age of the Xbox Live 360 era? That was a moment in time, guys. And somewhere along the way, they forgot what made them special, what made people love Xbox. They turned into something that used to feel personal. They turned that into some kind of service. Like, it's all just a subscription based on Game Pass. And once a company starts treating their fans like numbers on a balance sheet, the passion dies long before the hardware does. And that's where the problem is. So maybe these leaks aren't totally credible. Maybe the next generation of Xbox is not dead yet. It's not canceled yet. But the writing's on the wall here, guys. If you don't see it, I can't help you. If Microsoft keeps retreating from what made them special in the first place, it won't be long before Xbox just means a logo that shows up on your TV screen and not a console under it, just a cloud, an Xbox cloud. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Xbox is really dying, or are we just witnessing some kind of transformation? Drop a comment down below. Let's talk about it. If you found this video informational, useful, whatever the word is, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. I'd like to join that number by the end of the year. So if you guys want to hit that sub, please do. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.